Folks, let me tell you this. I'm going straight in. Let me tell you this. When it comes to the destruction, your destruction, the planned destruction of you, the plan to have you in shambles, in bad health, in bad positions, losing money, losing homes without your stuff, losing your cars, families hurting, crying. The plan is over budget and it's out of time. I repeat, their plan to ruin you is way over budget. It's way over budget and it's way out of time. Meaning this is second and third extension, fourth extension. I just saw fourth and final notice. Here's here's why. These people exerted a lot of resources in multiple categories for your demise. I look at it like a building project. Okay? When you estimating on a project, you say, this is how much the bricks gonna cost, this is how much the pavement gonna cost, this is how much the lumber gonna cost, this is how, and according to what all of these costs are, based on what we're gonna sell the completed version for, if all of these numbers come in line, we should be in for a big payday. However, if any of these numbers get out of line, if any of this time goes on longer, if any discoveries are made while we trying to do this that we did not foresee when we were doing our estimate, then this project is going to be over budget. And it's not going to make physical sense to do it or fiscal sense to do it anymore. And not that this is the spirit of these people. I could not tell you that for your individual situations. But I can just tell you the facts of the matter. Like this is the facts. They spent too much for your demise. Because now, let's just say, I'm gonna change what I was gonna say, but let me say this first. Now, for a lot of people, if something were to happen and you found your demise today, that still wouldn't be good enough for what all they spent. That's for a portion. Now, there's another portion that believes that if you find your demise today, it was all worth it. But right now, it's out of budget. Okay? Overspent. Way overspent. And again, it wouldn't make sense now, like their original plan, like their original outcome that they wanted, if they got that right now. Again, I feel two strong pulls. Strongly, for a certain subset of people, it wouldn't do nothing for them. But for another subset of people, even being overspent at this point, if you were to have your demise today, it would still bring them great joy. See, a person who already feel like their life is destroyed, some of these people who already feel like my life is destroyed, my life is in shambles, I'm never going to be anything, I'm never going to amount to anything, don't care about throwing good after bad to destroy you. See, throwing good after bad is something that we say in the South. I think, I don't know if it's all around, but essentially what it's saying is you throwing good money at a bad problem. You throwing good after bad. Like you keep on investing and not getting out what you wish. I'm about to outline the things that they were supposed to get, or I'm about to outline what's lost. Okay? Stay with me. I'm going to outline what is lost, what investments they've made, and due to those investments in your destruction, here's all that I can say that's probably lost. Number one, there are some relationships in these people's lives that'll never be repaired just based on the plot and plan they had for you. Okay? There are some relationships that they already had in place. Family, friends, loved ones, cousins, extended cousins, our aunties, aunts. It's some people that they tried to involve, and because you weren't destructed, then their relationships ain't never gonna be right. I just heard they sent somebody to come look at it. Like, come look at this dead body. Come look at what we doing, what we finna do. When they turned around and they told everybody to come look, by the time they turned back around, you was alive and well. And so all of those relationships that they built based upon their ability to destroy or based upon their ability to, all of that stuff that they built and the equity and the relationship equity that was built up, just because people seen what they tried to do or what they couldn't get off, those relationships are destroyed. You throwing good after bad. I can't stop thinking about this concept of some of these people when they originally tried to destroy you or do whatever they do, and they couldn't do this, they went to the strongest person they knew. They went to the strongest person doing whatever they do that they knew and said, hey, they didn't want to submit and ask for help because they just felt like they were stronger than that. So they tried to kind of probably paint a narrative that made it so they didn't have to submit and say, hey, I can't beat this person. Can you help me? I doubt very, very, very seriously that those are the words that were spoke. But the tone was, I need some help. But see, I got mentors, man. I got people that I consider my mentor to the Big Boss Man Collective, or a mentor to my life, who could do me a big favor, probably, who could move something around for me, probably. But I don't ask for it until I need it, because if I ask for it and I send down the rain and I don't really need it, then I just burnt that bridge. I burnt that favor up. And these people ask for a lot of favors and a lot of help to get you up out of here. But when you didn't go and when it didn't do what it was supposed to do, that's burnt up. That equity is burnt. That relationship equity. See, these people don't understand about relationship equity, because everything need to happen now. I want this, I want that, I need everything about instant gratification. But it's something about knowing somebody 20, 25 years, 30 years, 15 years, 10 years, and never asking for no favor. You know, it's something that get built over time that you have to understand. That's relationship equity. Like, no, they ain't never gave me 1,000 or 10,000. I never asked for 1,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. But I got a $1 million equity tab in that relationship. It's a line of credit, but it's built over time. And these people blew that stuff up. They called in technicians. They called in. I'm hearing, man, gosh, I don't even like saying that, but They called in what they thought was the best in the business. I just heard, Dan, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. And y'all sent Dan packing, man. Didn't even bat an eye. Didn't even know. You was focused on yourself. You continue to focus on yourself. That's how you keep landing on my page. What else they're over budget on and over time limit, over budget on time spent. It's been a lot of time spent with you on their mind. You know how people say, oh, you living rent free in so-and-so head. Okay. Well, that means you're living there rent free. However, if I'm the one head you living in, I'm paying a price. See, when I got a occupied space and they not paying rent, I'm paying rent. That mortgage go to me. So somebody paying for that time. Okay? So yeah, you living rent free in their head, but they paying for that time it's a block in their head where you stay at and you stay for free. But they paying for that. They gotta pay for that. They got the mortgage on that note, not you. So you gotta pay for that time spent. That time plotting, that time planning, that time organizing. Three, what made it not worth it? It's just the simple karma of it all. It could be number one. This is, to me, it's the heaviest thing. Last thing you want to do is be over budget on karma. Last thing you want to do is be so trash that God don't want to do you a favor. That's what karma look like to me sometimes. You can't even get a favor from God. You burnt the bridge from God. Screw the collective. We ain't got that toward him. You burnt that up with God. That's way over budget. You spent too much trying to tear the Big Boss Man collective up. And now you can't even get your family and them to do you a favor, and you can't get God to do you a favor, and you can't get your friend relationships to do you a favor. Resources in the community, people they looked up to. Like, again, I tell you, it's people that they looked up to that they said, hey, take a look at this, man. Take a look at this lady. They look up to this person, try to send them to take you, and you sent that person back packing. They like, I don't know what you're talking about. Far as I can tell, they that one. I can't bring down nobody that God put up. It's all cowardice, guys. It's all cowardice, man. People couldn't look you in the eye. They can't look you in the eye and say, here I am. This is what I did. This is what I stand on. So they try to send people and stuff and things. I just see a vision. If you ever had a dog, and you get mad at him or her for doing something, and they kind of look straight, but they're looking at it. They know they peed on that floor. They know they man. You talking right to them. Hey, man, look at me. Why you do that? And they're like, they don't even want to look at you. That's that cowardice. That's that spirit of cowardice to do a lot, try to hide it all, and take no ownership. Peace.